Hello. So, it's a little after midnight, and I'm I'm just making this video because I'm not feeling well, and I really need to talk about what's going on right now in my life and just how scared I am, I guess. The other night I had a really bad freak out with my parents. I don't know what really brought it on. I mean, I kind of do, but that's besides the point. I just started really thinking about how lonely I am. I mean, I don't really have friends here, and my boyfriend doesn't ever really want anything to do with me and kind of, just brushes me off for video games and his friends all the time. And I don't do anything. I don't go anywhere. I don't, have anyone to talk to. And nobody understands. And so everything is just kind of really, I'm really alone. And I've just really come to the conclusion that, literally, no one cares about me. Like, my parents are really, iffy. No one in my family really kind of gives a shit. They don't really understand what I go through, and nor do they really give a fuck. So anytime I tell them, hey, I'm having an issue, hey, I feel really depressed. Oh, why are you depressed? You have nothing to be depressed about. You have nothing to be sad about. That's literally that's a comment my mom made to me last Thursday night. We were out shopping, and I was like, I want to buy a bunch of clothes because I'm super depressed, and it feels like a void in me just getting new stuff like that. And then she was just like, why? Why are you sad? You should be happy. You have a good job, and your life is okay. And it really gets you questioning, why am I like this? If my life is okay, even though, I can hardly leave the house, I have no friends, I have nobody. Why am I sad again? I don't know. Why am I fucking depressed? Why am I suicidal? Why do I hurt myself? Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I don't know, Mom. So I freaked out to my parents, and I told them that I wanted to kill myself, and I was highly, highly, highly considering it on Friday night, I think it was. Saturday, I don't remember. They were just like, what? They were really confused what brought it on. They didn't understand why I was acting this. I'm like, hello, I'm suicidal, I'm depressed, this is how I am, this is my life, you don't understand. And I went off on them. It was so frustrating. I told them I wanted to be Baker acted, I wanted to be put into a hospital, I wanted to get away from here, I wanted help. For weeks they had been telling me, I kept telling my dad, I'm like, hey, I think I'm getting really bad again. I need to start seeing a psychiatrist. My doctor doesn't understand. She half the time doesn't even give me my medication because she doesn't believe me. She just thinks I'm, a young girl with a little, I can be cured. She doesn't get it. She's annoying and I don't like her. I kept telling him I need to find a psychiatrist, and he's like, I will call places while you're at work, blah, blah, blah. It never happened. And here we are, a month and a half later, I still didn't have a psychiatrist, and I just really, I need help. And so, they told me that it was my decision if I wanted to go to the hospital or not, So I decided, ultimately that night, I was just gonna go to sleep. I had a long day of work ahead of me, all weekend I worked, so I just put my thoughts aside, worked all weekend, and then today was my day off, on Monday, in which my dad and we did a lot of research. I found myself a psychiatrist, but I don't have an appointment for another 2 weeks. That's the soonest they could get me in, which is annoying. I don't even know if I can get that day off. I can't request it off because it's not exactly 2 weeks in advance. It's less than 2 weeks in advance, for work, so who knows if I can even go to it. And we called the hospital to see what how it works there when you are an inbound patient rather than outbound. They have for outbound patients, they have group counseling sessions, which for me, I think that'd be slightly beneficial, but I also want one-on-one stuff, which is only for inbound patients. And I've been all day, like, it's been something that I've just been thinking about nonstop, because I just really, like, I'm terrified of hospitals. Like, when my dad was in the hospital, like this time last year, it was so scary. I went there every day and I hated it because I hated being there. I didn't like the environment. Like, the environment of the hospital freaks me out. You know, like, I just don't like it. I recently went there with my boyfriend to see his grandma. Couldn't even go up. Like, I can't go up first of all, I'm terrified, deathly terrified of elevators. I'm terrified of being on like a 4th floor of like a building because I have really, like, my asthma acts up. I have breathing problems. I get anxiety. I just want to be on like solid ground. I don't know. Like, I have issues with it. I almost passed out multiple times in the past year, going to the hospital, having to go up to the 4th floor, waiting for the elevator. Like, I couldn't even stand up there. And so I'm terrified. I don't know if I go to the hospital, like, what floor it's on, because I can't be on like a high level floor because I have breathing problems and like I'll like pass out, or I'm terrified of like being hooked up to like an IV or anything like that, and I don't want any of that. I don't want to spend the night in the hospital. I don't, you know, I'm gonna have to get out still every day. What if they don't let me out of the hospital? Because I'm gonna be like, hey, like, if I don't leave the hospital, I'll become agoraphobic, like severely homebound again, and I don't want that. And it's just like, I don't think they'd understand that. I need to go for a ride every day, otherwise, you know, like, it's just all these things in my head. But at the same time, and also like my job will be at risk. If I go to the hospital, I can't just be like, hey, so I gotta call out for like a week because I'm in the hospital because I'm really mentally unstable. They'll just probably fire me. They wouldn't understand, you know what I mean? So I'm just struggling with all these like inner conflicts. Like, should I go? Should I not? I truly want to, just because I really need help. Like, it seems like I've made so much progress and I'm like super happy and life is great, blah, blah, blah. But I am still like deeply, severely struggling mentally. I have problems that are just not gonna be cured by some medication. I need, like, I don't even know what I need, but I need help. The people I have around me are all toxic. It's not a very, like, healthy environment. It's not, like, a caring environment. It's not an understanding environment. It's just very, you know? I'm constantly reminded how much of a burden I am, how annoying I am by everyone that I'm close, everyone around me, my parents, my boyfriend, anyone. I'm constantly reminded, like, how much I'm not wanted around. And how much of a loser I am, and how much of a burden I am. I mean, I don't know how many times my parents have literally told me to kill myself. I mean, obviously they're not being serious, but you shouldn't say that to someone with, like, severe depression and someone that is suicidal and does, like, hurt themselves, etc. You know, like, you just don't say that shit. That's not cool. I don't know. I'm really, like, I'm coming to the conclusion. I think I work tomorrow, which is what's going to be interesting. I'm thinking tomorrow I'm going to go down to the hospital. I think they said Tuesday was like a group session, so I might try to check that out and see if I can get into it. If not, I just might go. Just say fuck it and go, because I need help, and no one's gonna give me help except myself. I can't sit around and wait just to get better, because it's been so many years. It's been like 5-6 years. I've been just waiting and waiting and waiting, sitting around in my bed, and I'm not getting any better. I'm getting worse as the days go on. And I've had enough, because this is not living, and I don't feel like I'm alive anymore. Every day I just go through the motions, and obstacles every day. I'm sick of it. So, I guess the point of this video is that later on in the day, because it's past midnight now, but today, I think I'm gonna go check into the hospital and try to see if I can get some psychiatric help. Finally. Like, I'm really nervous about it because I'm gonna be all alone, and like, I know no one's gonna visit me because I don't have any friends. And I'm just really like scared. I don't like being alone. I have really bad like separation anxiety, and like I have like a really severe fear of like being alone because I feel like I'll die if I'm alone. But at the same time, it's like the thought of getting help really makes me happy. So I feel like that needs to just outweigh my fears. I need to just, for once and for all, just go and get help. So I don't know. I don't know what to do at this point. I don't want to lose my job either, but my mental health is more important than anything, I think, right now. I need to take a step back and think about myself for once, because I never do. And look at where I am, you know? I'm at the point where I really don't want to be here anymore. Because it's just, I don't know. But, yeah, this was a really long video of me just crying, basically, to my webcam. But like I said, I have no one else that I can talk to. No one else would really understand. I tried briefly discussing it with someone that I work with because I thought she was kind of like a person that I could talk to and she would understand, but she just belittled everything. She's like, you're not the only person that has anxiety and depression. I have it too. I'm like, okay, but I have more than just anxiety and more than just depression. Like, it's more than just that. And I'm sorry that you struggle too, but it's like, and she's like, well, there's always gonna be people that have it worse than you, sort of thing. And it's like, okay, well, that's like a slap in the face, you know, like, you're basically saying my problems are not serious, although they are. They really are. Of course there's people that have it worse than me. I'm not saying that I have it like the worst in the entire world, but I don't have it great, you know? It's still like, you should never belittle and undermine what someone else is going through in their head, because you're not them and you don't know what they deal with. Like, I'm not trying to belittle her either. It's just the way that she did it to me was just so rude. So I don't feel like I can trust anyone. Except my fucking webcam, I guess. I don't know. I think I'm gonna sleep on it. And in the morning, go from there. If I do end up going, I'll like try to make videos or something to kind of show or talk about what it's like, but who knows? We'll see. This is just currently what I'm thinking, so my thoughts could totally change in the morning, but as for right now, this is what I think I want to do.